good, everybody? Welcome back to Potential Mayhem with Aaron, the show where hot takes meet hardwood realities, and the playoffs bring out the best and sometimes the worst in everybody. Let's not waste any time. A lot has happened across the league, so we're diving in here first. Let's start out in the East. Madison Square Garden was jumping, and the Knicks have officially taken control of the series with a 3-1 lead after a huge Game 4 win. They bounced back from that Game 3 stumble and brought the energy, especially in the second half. Big Body Brunson was in his bag again. He dropped 39, 12, and had 5 boards, just flat out cooking. Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns both poured in 23 apiece, and OG added a smooth 20. Their group showing up with Brunson, that's a problem. A good one if you're a New York fan. Now the C's, they actually got off to a solid start behind a brilliant performance from Jason Tatum, who had 42 and 8 boards and 4 assists before exiting the game with what was initially described as a lower leg injury at the time. It's since been confirmed. Tatum is out for the remainder of the playoffs with a torn Achilles and underwent surgery. Man, devastating news. We're going to send good energy to JT. Speedy recovery, my man. Now, some folks are asking, can Jaylen Brown carry the Celtics and extend the series to Game 6? I don't think that's even a fair question. JB finished with 20 in Game 4 despite battling foul trouble, and Boston still had a shot until Tatum went down. But let's be real. 3 of the 4 games, Boston had chances. They just didn't close. Then let's talk about that supporting cast just for a second. Porzingis had 7 points and 4 boards last night. He's making $30 million this season. His plus minus, a smooth 0. Drew Holiday, I got all the respect in the world for Drew, but my guy had 4 points, 4 boards, and 3 assists. Yes, he's coming back from a hamstring issue, but the reality is, if JT's out and Brown has to explode for 40, who's really stepping up to help other than White? Game 5 is in Boston on Wednesday. Knicks have the momentum. I like the Knicks in 5. All right, heading out west. Minnesota handled business in San Francisco, taking a 3-1 lead over the Warriors after a 117-110 win Monday night. Julius Randle led all scorers with 31, while Ant Edwards followed up Game 3's performance, finishing 30 and hitting 6 out of 11 from deep, including a 30-footer over 2 defenders right before halftime. Filthy. Now, the Dubs were hoping to stretch the series to Game 6 with hopes that Wardell could return by then. But let's be honest, he's been out since Game 1, and when you miss that much time, conditioning and rhythm both take hits. He's scheduled to be reevaluated before Game 5, but the Wolves might not even let it get there. If the plan was to close this thing out before Steph could even return, well played. Warriors wasted back-to-back big games from Kuminga, who scored 30 and 23 off the bench. Playoff Jimmy, he's been struggling to find rhythm late in games, and this Wolves team looks locked in and ready for another shot at the Western Conference Finals. Now let's talk Indiana. Pacers made a massive statement in Game 4. Though the Cavs held a 19-point lead in the first half, they got eliminated Tuesday after a 114-105 loss in Game 5 to the Pacers. Hallie went ballistic in the second quarter, knocking down 4 threes, and the Cavs weren't able to regain control. The Pacers advanced to their second consecutive Eastern Conference Finals appearance, awaiting the winner of the Knicks and the Celtics. They blasted Cleveland 129-109, and it wasn't even that close. They were up by 40 at halftime. Cleveland actually made smart adjustments in Game 3, running 3-2 zone with Evan Mobley at the top of the perimeter. Hill ended the 9 for 30 from deep, which was an improvement compared to the prior 2 games. Donovan Mitchell went crazy for 43 points, but Game 4 was a different beast. The Pacers flipped the script. They attacked Max Strus in the paint, made the Cavs pay for going zone, and started knocking down threes. They shot 15 to 35 from deep, 52% overall. The ball movement was surgical, 37 assists to Cleveland's 20, and the paint dominance outscored the Cavs by 26 down low. Now don't sleep on OKC. Thunder tied this series. Despite 44 and 15 from the Joker, late threes from Jalen Williams and SGA helped put OKC in the driver's seat and now leading the series 3-2 with a 112-105 victory. Denver had a lead in the fourth before Lou Dort did his best Hallie impression, knocking down 3 threes that helped close the gap for OKC. Denver will need to take care of business at home to force a Game 7. They will match up again Thursday for a decisive Game 6. Series with Denver 2-2 after a gritty 92-87 win. And let's be honest, it appeared Denver showed up late and left early. There's been a lot of noise around Jokic's slump. Is it fatigue or the strategy against him? I think it's both. The Lakers showed us earlier this season that the throwing length and multiple bodies at Joker can work. And OKC's been running that same blueprint, rotating Chet, Hartenstein and Jalen Williams to wear him down. With odds standing at 1 out of 8, the Dallas Mavs have secured the first overall pick in the upcoming NBA draft this summer. With Duke's Cooper flag declaring, it makes things evident that Dallas, after trading Luka, will be looking to select Cooper and draft him number 1 overall. You watched Nico Harrison get scrutinized for Luka trade to the Lakers since February. AD misses time after going down in his first game. Then Kyrie went down with an ACL injury. Now the Mavs are looking to replace the global icon with an up-and-coming phenom that's younger in age, no injury history, no weight issues, that they can groom for the future for a long time. That Mavs team was already shaping out to be very interesting when healthy. Assuming the Mavs choose to hold on to their pick, which it seems like they will, they could be a force in the Western Conference for further years to come. Giannis Antetokounmpo reportedly open to exploring the best fit outside Milwaukee. Something to keep an eye on this summer, because if he decides to move on, it could have league-shifting implications. Not sure if he expects a landing spot, what it would look like considering his issues with Milwaukee is his supporting cast, what will remain in potential landing spots, and how much would the team be able to improve. Seems like a case of the grass looking greener until you get in it and realize it's too late, that the water's heating up. Then there's Indy, who will not be reclassifying as a Western Conference team, so you would have to see them granted you make it to the playoffs. And if Hallie is anything close to what I'm expecting as a trash talker, if he sends you and your new team on vacation early, you might not be able to refrain next time. We'll monitor the situation. And then if you didn't have this on your bingo card, Michael Jordan, yes, his airness is set to be joining NBC as a contributor as the network brings back NBA coverage. Talk about full circle. Jordan stepping back into the media spotlight, and I can't wait to see what kind of insight he brings. I'm not sure of the details, but if NBC was looking to boost morale, that's one way to go about it. This will really be the first time we see MJ in this capacity, so it's going to be interesting to see what's in store next season. All right, so today's actually the anniversary of Mr. Morale. Fans on social media have been acknowledging the 3-year anniversary of the release of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. 73 minutes in length, K-Dot spent the album addressing some of his character growth over the years, as well as addressing cultural stigmas within our communities while remaining present by including touching on topics such as COVID, social leaders, and gender appropriation. The content of this album proved to be far more advanced than the majority of consumers, but has been seen as a staple for those able to comprehend. K-Dot is currently on tour with SZA, selling out shows from the South all the way up the East Coast, and they don't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. All right, that's it for today's mayhem. From surgical performances to sudden injuries to wild playoff momentum swings, this postseason's got everything. Game 5s are coming, and you already know. We'll be back with the chaos, the takes, and the facts. Until next time, be great, stay locked in, and remember, this is potential mayhem. We're just getting started.